Purim celebrates victory over an oppressive ruler. It is one of the most joyous and fun celebrations in the Jewish calendar. Cantor, Arlene Frank, and Raphael talk about the story from the Book of Esther and how Purim is celebrated today, particularly at Congregation Shir Shalom. Very pleased to welcome Cantor Arlene Frank and Raphael, both from Congregation Shir Shalom. It's good to have you here, and together we're going to talk about Purim.
It's great to be here.
All the way through Purim Spiel, which may be a new experience for everyone. But this is really an exciting kind of holiday.
It's a very, very fun holiday. It's one of the most joyous holidays of the year.
Now, it's based actually on a story from the Book of Esther.
Yes.
What is the story?
Well, the story, actually, it's so interesting, dates back to the 5th century before the Common Era. And it takes place in the ancient country of Persia the story opens with the king involved in this long celebration. And he calls for his wife, and Vashti decides she is not coming. And so he banishes her from the kingdom, which of course means that he then needs a new queen. So he has a contest throughout the country to choose his new queen. And after much deliberation, chooses this young woman named Esther. And Esther doesn't reveal to him that she's Jewish. But he's very fond of her, and they're off to a wonderful life together. And while that's going on, she had been raised by her cousin Mordecai. And Mordecai was involved in uncovering a plot to kill the king. And he saved the king's life, which went unrecognized. And while all of this is going on, the king, of course, has his court and his government, and there's a man who we describe as the villain in the story, and his name is Haman. And every time we hear his name as the story goes on...
What was his name?
Haman. That's what we do. And Haman decided that one time when he met Mordecai and other people, he was asking these people to bow down to him, and they refused. So Haman went to the king and said, these Jews are just, they're no good, and I need to kill them. And what did the king know? He said, sure. So when people got wind of this plot, the Jewish people got wind of this plot, obviously they were quite upset. And Esther had to go to the king unannounced or without him asking for her, and get permission to tell him what was going on. And she had to work up the courage, had to tell him she was Jewish. And after this happened, he loved her, and he decided that the Jews would not be killed. And so the Jews celebrate. It's a wonderful story, and Haman gets his.
His due.
His due, yes.
Well,
thank you.
There are some interesting customs associated with that go all the way back. What are some of those?
Well, this is called a grogger. This is a noisemaker. And we try to blot out Haman's name because he is such a vicious villain. And we do these caricature type plays where we act out all of the story that Robin just gave us. But any time the name of Haman is pronounced, some type of noisemaker is, sounded off to blot out his name.
So lots of people do that.
Oh, everybody. There'll be
has
100 people in the room, and they're all making those sounds,
But talk about the ancient custom, the Megillah.
Well, we read from the scroll, since this is what the scroll looks like. Well, I think we're going to get a picture of it later, a little bit closer. But this is what a miniature scroll of this looks like, and where the whole story that Robin just told us in just a few minutes is read. This entire canister is filled with a scroll. And, of course, the tradition there is when the scroll is read, that then every time the name of Haman is mentioned during the whole reading of this scroll, everyone takes out all their noisemakers.
You know, it's interesting
nice
because
racket.
when I was a kid, we didn't do a Purim spiel at my synagogue, but we read the Megillah. And the excitement that was involved, just being a little kid and listening carefully for Haman, and it really was just a very fun kind of thing, just added to the joyousness of the holiday, like being able to feel that sense of accomplishment for drowning out his name.
Well, I think I'm older than you because we used to just take out pots and pans and just bang on the pots and pans.
Feels like New Year's. A spoon on
We
the
didn't
pots
have
and
fancy
pans. Yes.
groggers.
No? Oh my goodness.
Well, there's some modern customs. A basket.
Well, part of some of the other things that happen during the celebration, you're encouraged to give little gifts to people. So you know, it's just prepared stuff, just nothing elaborate. Another custom is giving food or money to poor people to help show your appreciation.
So that's why sometimes we don't use the groggers. People bring in boxes of pasta, and then you could use them as a noisemaker to blot out the name of Haman.
And then the last thing that's on the table are the tasty treats called Hamantaschen, which are three-cornered cookies. They're pastries with a fruit filling in them, and we think that they represent Haman's hat.
Well, his hat was three-cornered. Plenty of songs about that too, but so are the pastries now.
I want to hear about the spiel.
Oh yes, well that's
And you've been really developing it into an art form.
I think we do.
Congregation Shir Shalom.
The whole community gathers round for this. We have people that step forward to volunteer for stage design and costume design and acting and singing and musicians.
and acting.
Oh yeah.
Those of us that are
There
like
will be.
frustrated thespians.
There will be a very startling picture of Robin in just a short time.
Where you grew a beard. Is that right? Is that the one we're talking about?
Yes.
Well, our latest one was from last year, was The Greatest Shushan Man, a circus Purim, where we use that circus theme and the music from The Greatest Showman. And we tell the whole story, the story of Esther, through acting, right? And, well, the ham comes out of all of us. And then you can see by the costumes and some of these pictures when they'll be showing that we really go all out.
So that's The Greatest Showman, but you've also done some others. I remember hearing about the Disney one that's coming back.
Oh, that's coming up.
Frozen.
Yeah. Oh, we did. Yeah.
Oh, that was about 5 or 6 years
The
ago.
rabbi.
Yes.
The rabbi wrote the script for
He
it,
told
and
me
it
about
was
it, yes.
it was wonderful.
And kids
but
all
that
loved
was
it.
before Cantor Arlene came, and Cantor Arlene has just enhanced our performances to the next level.
I
We
amp
have
things up.
We have a band. We have real costumes. We have.
The one that was right before The Greatest Shushan Man, a circus Purim, was
Nashville.
the Nashville Megillah, a country
Western.
Purim. Now, I don't know if everybody knows what the word nosh is, but that means to snack. And of course, it's really referring to Nashville, but we changed the name to Noshville because that's a funny Yiddish word. And there'll probably be some pictures showing from our cast from the Nashville Megillah, the country Purim, where we invite, we explore a lot of country music, classic country music and artists that not everybody is familiar with, and they fall in love with all this music, you know, after they've gotten involved with the Purim.
Well, each are going to share some music. One of the songs.
Well, the year before we did the Nashville one, we did a disco one.
Oh,
so I'm
because
just gonna.
it fell on Saturday night.
Yes.
We had to do Saturday Night Fever.
So, just think, don't think one person singing this. Think 15 people singing this or 20 people singing this with hand motions and costumes. We love it funky, we do the hustle at the disco spiel, oh yeah. We love our Wi-Fi, we dig the music at the disco spiel, oh yeah. Purim night fever, it's the
There we go.
disco spiel. Purim night fever, it's the disco spiel. Purim night fever, it's the disco spiel tonight.
Oh my God. That was fabulous. I see she just, the whole shell comes off.
And
It's all her.
As you tell me, that's others get into it as well like that.
Oh yeah, everybody's up and about, yep.
So sing your song.
So yeah, but this is just in a couple days. It will be Purim, March 9th, right?
Yes,
That was
at
that a
night.
Monday night?
Yeah.
Yep, Monday night.
And this year we are doing Megillah Mia. So it's the Mamma Mia story with all ABBA music. And this is the song of Esther, where this is starting off the show. And we know that Esther is an orphan and she was raised by her cousin Mordecai. And this is, she's just opening up the show. And
Right.
this is a song by ABBA called I Have a Dream. I have a dream, I'm very sad, I'm all alone, no mom or dad, but I have a cousin who is very real, he will come and love me, call it Purim Spiel. I believe in heroes, something good in everyone I see. Where's my superhero? Will he know the time to come for me?
Thank you,
Plan and scheme.
Cantor Arlene Frank
Thank you.
and Robin Raphael. And of course, all of it, everyone is invited to
Yes,
share in your spiel at Congregation Shir Shalom. Thank you for being here.